Let me transfer the mic back to Mr. Gao.
Thank you. I'm surprised that Hammer can present this way because his mother is in a stage 4 critical condition. So, hindi nyo na itatanong, si Hammer is handling 35% of government security accounts in one of our software company, which is Tiger. Okay? And so, baka nagtataka kayo, bakit? Obvious naman, sa itsura pa lang ni Hammer, mukhang geek na talaga. So, yes. Maganda na malaman din natin na kapag meron kayong pinasok na digital, which is a solution, you're also opening yourself to vulnerability. Okay? Paminsan na lang, pag nasa market ako, natatawa ako kapag may kiniklaim sa akin yung agency or yung ganito na data. Kasi, pwede ko naman silipin actually. So, why? Kasi, yung framework nila, may butas. And that is why I was so glad that Hammer has been in the security industry for the longest time. So, ilang taon ka nag-handle ng puro security ng government agencies? 6-7 years. So, that gave me a complete peace of mind that we are getting into this kind of solutions, considering na maraming possibilities. It also tells me, for the longest time, ayaw kong gumamit ng tap card. Kasi baka madaan na lang yung puwet mo ng isang makina. There goes your cash and your credit. Okay? Nakakatakot talaga. Now, pandemic has done a lot of things. I would even think the majority is damaged OOH because it's not hitting us, but it revealed a lot. Naging workable ang money transaction, naging workable ang trust issues. So, unlike before, people wouldn't really trust certain network, but the pandemic gave it an opportunity that the whole industry works. In fact, kausap ko some of the SM people, kausap ko rin si Eton, ang laki ng problema nila sa real estate, sa mga offices. Kasi, ang dami na talagang nag-work from home because it was proven to work during pandemic days. And so, ang naging bida ngayon are the social media. Para sa akin, we don't like to consider them as enemies. Co-opetition is one good word that I always learned from my good friend Gino. We always look at things as co-opetition. Okay? And in this aspect, our biggest problem as OOH is how do we link? Outernet tayo eh. Internet ang mainit ngayon eh. Yun parati ang sinosolve natin. Kausap ko si Bevco, the MRT people. Sabi nila, ay sir, meron na kami. Ah, is that so? Meron na kami niyan, sir. So, sabi ko, paano, ano? Yun, pag kami naglagay sa amin na billboard, kukunan namin, tapos lalagay namin sa website, lalagay namin sa Facebook page. Okay. Pagbukas ko ng Facebook page, ang viewer is 235 person. Something na kapag nakita ng advertiser, reject ka agad yung point of view. In short, siguro yan yung dinidefine din ni Hammer na almost digital. They thought that's the way it's done. Okay? And of course, for the past few years, we've been trying to sell using our website also. As I've said, tama sino ba nagsabi? Ako mismo hindi ko naaalala yung website namin. Ano pa kaya? Can you imagine, you ask a young person to remember the website ng City Ads, website ng Jump Hook. I don't think so. Ang hindi lang alam ng young team natin is that the number one tool of the agency is kakilala. Okay? Number one is kakilala. Ay, kilala ko si United. Ay, kilala ko si Japok. Ay, matawagan ko nga si... Number two is location. Okay? But, paano ko i-request yung Grab ko papunta doon? Ang daming hassle. Sobrang problematic each time that I talk to those young people in the agencies, especially for the past few months. Sir, work from home pa kami. Kwentuhan mo na lang kami. So, ang daming nagawa ng pandemic as an effect to the industry. So, the big question is, how many of us has really an effective tool of an alternate system getting into the internet? I think that's the biggest problem. For us to beat yung binabanggit ni Hammer, can you show me those level of data? Kung meron mang pumapatay sa atin, is yung level 4. Yung level 4 tells the buyer, creates a good report for the person in charge, the media buyer. Uy, sir, mas maganda to, mas hindi. Sir, mas maganda to, tignan mo review. Wala na, kapag pinakitaan ng kliyente ng review, talo na tayo. Meron isang client ako nagsumbong sa akin. Pangit daw yung pet plants building na ads. Tumatawa sa akin. Sabi, sir, meron ba kang nakaawan? Sabi ko, hindi ko alam eh. So, yeah, I think it's very good of Hammer to have cited these 4 levels of data. And in this data, the assignment that I gave to them, I want 4 levels. I will not be satisfied with level 1. I will not be satisfied with level 2. I will not be satisfied with level 3. I want level 4 effectively. Okay? So, meron tayong phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. But this is too short a time for me to talk about our roadmap. The roadmap of where we believe OOH or billboard is headed to. But I'll give you a good glimpse. We will put a studio in pet plants, and an influencer can talk to the commuter down below. Okay, so 100% reactive, 100% interactive. Now, lahat yan, technology come and go. Lahat yan, people will tell you, meron din kami yan, meron din kami yan, meron din kami yan. But later, what I wanted to tell you is the difference. The difference of the business model. The business model is not owned and operated by us. The business model that we created and curated is for OHAP. Why? How? It's easy and simple. Without an organization, how can there be a common ground? Okay? Tama yung sinabi ni Rio eh. Ang solution is common ground. And, maski 4 years ago, before pandemic, kinukulit na ako ng marketing namin. Sir, ilabas na natin yung digital natin, makakadagdag benta yan. Sabi ko, hindi pa. Useless yan. Useless yan. Iilan lang ang billboards natin eh. 28 lang eh. Hindi. Mapapahiya ka lang. Makikita mo, may bibisita. Ganun din yung kakilala mo lang. Ganun din yung patron mo lang. So, it will go back to the same process where ang tumatawag sa inyo is practically because of kakilala, number 2, location, and number 3, by demand of the client. So, about business model, which we will discuss after the product, I want you to think, kapag ka meron tayong isang billboard na wala pang data, ang business model natin, hindi mo namin kayo siservisan in terms of bebentahan namin kayo ng data. Hindi po. The plan is, there will be 10 service units of an equipment called Octopus. Yung Octopus, isasalpak namin sa site ninyo, and it will get the data from the public. Okay? Guided by Fortune Nobasa Law Firm for our privacy. But again, hindi kami kukuha ng data para maging marketing arm nyo. Hindi ganon. Kaya kapag may tumawag na isang kliyente papunta sa inyo, wala kaming pakialam. Wala kaming pakialam. Yun yung point ng business model. Hindi kami ang magbebenta. Hindi kami. Hindi kami OP people, overpriced, on top of the price. Hindi yun ang trabaho namin. Ang trabaho namin is infrastructure provider. If San Miguel created that highway, hindi siya magtatak sa inyo according to ano yung purpose ng business mo, bakit ka pupunta sa Laguna. Kung ang kita mo 1,000 pesos, kailangan ilang porsyento sa amin. Hindi ganon. All we know is that dadaan kayo sa highway. Kung ano lang yung gastusin namin sa highway, yun lang. And the good news is, we will subsidize it for the first few months of the operations. In short, infrastructure ang business namin. Hindi marketing. And because of that, pwede ang freelancer, pwede ang dealer, pwede ang inyong buong infrastructure as a billboard company to get into the system. Simply because hindi kami nagbebenta. Okay? And the beauty is, the platform that has been designed is open for your own strategies. Halimbawa, narinig nyo na yung point of view ng mga bata. Kaya ang ginagawa namin sa Shopee, nagbebenta ako na ito. Tapos, tatlo ilalagay ko, isang 300, isang 200, isang 100. You can create your strategies. Ang daming pwedeng strategies. Okay? So, but again, I am happy to work with these young people because iba talaga ang point of view nila. On our end, as businessman, our problem, hindi bali sana kung wala silang purchasing power katulad ng sabi ni Apple. Sabi ni Apple, ako lang daw kasi may pera out of those 98%, 92%. It's not about that. That 8% doesn't even work or decide. Who will decide? Who will present? Who will hand over the right or the winner? The 92%. I must tell you, nung si Chico ay pumunta na sa food industry, alam niyo, every Sunday may tawag ako. Yung tawag sa akin, Sir, mag-i-inquire lang ako kung magkakaning billboards nyo. Ang haba ng istorya. Anong location ka? Sa North. Alin sa North? Marami tayo doon sa North. Anong kulay yung billboard? Sino po sila? Kasi baka kapit-bahay ko lang na nagtatanong para sa price competition. So, rigorous. Tapos, hihingi ka ng company email, walang mangyayari, bibigyan ka ng personal email. Ay, hindi sir, kasi I'm only inquiring for my friend. It's a very, very tedious and long process. Okay? And guys, you are lucky if hindi kayo OC. However, for the past year, I decided to plug my number because I will be facing these young people who's designing the system, and I wanted to make sure that I'm hands-on and they're accurate enough with their projection and thinking. And thus, I had to bear the problem of working on a Sunday. Okay. Can you... Guys, sorry kinukulit ako Gusto nila may PowerPoint din ako Isa lang ang sinasabi nila, the common ground is actually the marketplace. The marketplace will never become the marketplace if it's owned by an individual. So sa akala nyo meron na kayong DSP, wrong. Because the agency will look at it as an SSP. Kasi single owner, halimbawa, naglabas si UN. Ang tawag nila DSP rin. Pero SSP yun sa mata ng isang agency. Therefore, the marketplace has got to be a multiple owner, an association. Okay? In fact, if this doesn't work for the group, we will redesign from scratch again. Simply because our belief that a marketplace cannot be owned by one. Can you imagine? May problem ngayon si Wilcon, nakita ko. Lahat ngayon, tinanggal na niling Firefly, tinanggal na niling Omni, tinanggal na nilang ibang brand ng electrical supplies kasi meron na silang sariling brand. Hindi na siya commonplace. Yun din ang reason, nung kausap ko si SM, tinatanong niya kami, how different is it? Sabi ko, very easy and simple. It's quite obvious. Your so-called DSP is not working because it's an SSP. Yung digital platform ni SM is all about SM. And I bet you, hindi lahat ng item may true value nasa Ace Hardware. I bet you. In fact, you cannot even buy Ace paint sa True Value. So, gusto mo bang doble ang parking mo? Pupunta ka sa Robinson, tapos pupunta ka sa SM. Ganun ang mangyayari in practical world. And so for my peers here, I always tell the young people of how I look at system. It is just a digital system is a compression of the real world. So yung problem natin, na sasakay ako, pupunta ako sa parking lot ng Robinson, pag wala doon sa True Value, aandar ako, pupunta ulit ako doon sa SM, papark ulit ako, magbabayad ulit ako para lang hanapin ko yung certain brand na meron akong hinahanap. Guys, kung pwede lang dalawa kaluluwa mo pa sabay ka pumunta, yun yung solutions na sinasabi nila. And it has been compressed in technologies and in platform like that. Next, I'd like to elaborate. In fact, si Mark there, who's operating, he's not really a DJ. That guy over there, the big guy, who got late in the queue of the prayer, is not a DJ. He is actually our lead man for our vertical or PDF and e-signature or e-sign. It's a brand. It so happened we are the distributor of these two products. Because of the foresight, 14 years ago, we are the official distributor of FoxIt. Okay? So meaning to say, we can assure you that when somebody signed digitally, mauhuli natin na hindi siya copy-paste. Hindi matatanggap. Simply because e-sign is audited and trailed. So kapag ako ay nasa Bahamas at meron kontrata na kukunin sa akin ng Petlands, I remember once upon a time, I was in Italy, tumawag si Madjo. Sabi niya, Abong, pasensya ka na ha. Importante ito eh. Kasi alam mo naman, malaki rin naman kontrata kaya hindi na ako nahiyang tumawag sa'yo. Isang oras kami sa telepono. And eventually, walang nangyari kasi kailangan din ng pirma ko. So ang telephone bill ko the following month is around 130,000. E-sign tells you, alam namin, hindi kami ang may-ari FoxIt. Kayang sabihin ni FoxIt kung saan yung pinirmahan at kung saan kayo pumirma at kung yun ay registered. Therefore, guys, you are safe. And so with our clients, they will be safe using those e-sign and PDFs. And guys, you can never go digital if you don't use PDF. Kasi the compression of your contracts, the contracts that we offer the legal offices has to be compressed in such a way that it is viable. Ibig sabihin, pagka hindi kayo gumamit ng ganitong technologies, kalokohan. Yung computer mo, isang taon na kontrata pa lang, baka puno na. So, there are certain technologies, why certain things happen. It's the same thing when Smart tries to capture your data digitally because they compress it so that it is workable and scalable in large amounts and volume. So, I only tried to tell you, in a layman's term, what that young ComSci guy, software guy, is trying to explain to you guys. Now, let's go to my next page. Actually, hindi market ang solution. Hindi
hindi marketplace. Walang kwenta tong apps na to. Wala rin kwenta yung mga analytics natin. Ang number one solution talaga, there's no other way but unity. If we don't have that unity, then none of us will take advantage of it. If we don't have that unity, then hanggang istorya na lang tayo. Hindi nyo kayang talunin yung social media. Because they have level 4 of data. And we don't. And that is the assignment, and that's what we have been working for 3 years on how to interlink outernet to internet and vice versa, from internet to outernet. Hindi lang dahil sa digital board kayo, hindi lang dahil sa LED, hindi lang. I'm talking about static billboard that can communicate and talk. And that is why, in this concept, every billboard will become a station. Every billboard will become a station similar to your radio station, similar to whatever station you would like to consider. So, ang daming mga point of views in the market. Pwedeng merong goggles, tapos titignan kung saan pumunta yung mata ko. Out of 10, 3 yung nakakita ng billboard ko. So 30% rating ka lang. Okay? It so happened, that day, maulan. That day, kaparehas may amang, so medyo foggy, so hindi mo makikita. So that day, ang naka-display doon, boring, pangit ang kulay. That day, yung isang napansin niya ay naka-bright red si Ann Curtis. So practically, it is not the site that has been concluded, but the overall image that says na-attract siya doon sa red gown ni Ann Curtis. In this case, that is why it is true. Kapag ang level 4 ang kalaban ninyo, ay talo tayo. Kahit anong gawin mo, kausap ko, ang tagal ko kausap yung mga tao sa mga agencies at sa mga marketing brand. Pag pinag-usapan na reaction, ayawan na. As if we have to surrender to such. Diba? But there's good news, guys. May binanggit si Rio. Ang daming bot users. Meron na kaming data ngayon. Meron kaming data kung ilang percent ang robot users. And guess what? Yung mga social media, tinuturuan yung mga marketing, digital marketer nila on how to use robots. How can you defend against that? Wala. Hindi. Siyempre, kung wala kang defense against that, that will stand to be true. Paano pa kayo mananalo? Paano pa natin itataas? Paano pa lalakas, babalik ang sigla ng EDSA before pandemic days? Dati, alam niyo kung bakit wala akong natatanggap na tawag? Kasi 98% occupancy kami ni Chito. Ang sarap ng buhay natin. Nung pandemic, nagsisiro tayo. Tapos, kinukulit ako ng mga landlord. Mr. Gao, ano na nangyari? Paano na? Ano ba ang solutions natin? O sige, abunuhan ko na muna. Okay. Lahat okay. So, again, yung sinasabi ko useless if there is no unity because that marketplace will not be built if it were not for a group. Okay. I am confessing to you, mga bossings, directors of OHA, useless ang individual move. Useless. We will just have a harder days to come as the social media gets stronger. I don't see that a young person all of a sudden will shift to billboard. Ang tawag sa atin, wala, pang 3 months na lang tayo. Panakip butas na tayo ngayon. Okay? For example, si Facebook, nung nag-display sa amin, ipinasok ko doon sa system namin. Pagbalik ko ng report, meron kang additional 5 million reviewers. Sabi ni Facebook, paano nyo nakuha yan? Saan nyo nakuha yan? Secret. Pero check the numbers, they're all true, they're all valid. Kasi they want to kill it also. They got surprised. How are we able to offer data on a static billboard? I'll tell you the secret, mga bossing. Nabanggit na rin naman ni Rio eh. Meron kaming mga collaboration with the communities. In short, ang mga communities ngayon can now have their own station. Hindi na ngayon sila dependent sa YouTube, hindi na ngayon sila dependent sa Facebook. At ang daming kawawang influencer na pagdating nilang 500,000 members, ayaw nang lumarga. Why? Because the social media kills it. Because they will start paying them because of that. So, marami na kami na, tama di ba? Naka 10 million plus na tayo eh. No? So, in our rack, meron na kaming 10 million members. Okay? Siyempre, hindi naman namin kinuha ito 1 taon, hindi lang 2 taon. We've been working on it for 4 years. Pero ang pinaka-intensified version is last year. Talagang nagbomba na kami. And this year, we intend to accelerate it simply because, ayun na nga, we started advertising the whole system slowly, respectively. Ang sinasabi ni Rio kanina na ang target niya are decision makers. That's why we're hitting golf games, golf events, yung mga car industry. So, yan yung mga pinupuntirya namin lately. And later on, we are doing talks with public groups. And public groups is typically like that of Doc Willie, Tulfo. So Tulfo has 20 million members, Doc Willie has 16 million members, and so on and so forth. In short, we created an infrastructure that Hammer tried to show you that bullseye thing, we have went straight to them without the control of the social media because they will cut you knowing that you are a competitor. Thank you, thank you. So, can you turn to the next page? Team of Young Ones, tama sabi ni Ebon, 23. So, sabi sa akin ng anak ko, Dad, si Rio, training na sa directorship. Yes, yes. Si Edward, 25, 26. Mga directors. Yes, yes. Okay. So, young ones have a different perspective. They have a, take note, if I can only occupy, how many percent was that, Ebon? How many percent is 23 years old? 38. If you only have 38, you have 38 million audience. Kahit sinong brand papayag sa inyo. Okay? Again, the young ones belongs to the young ones. Next, yes, we like to get the youth's dexterity. But of course, the wisdom of the older ones. And today, I guided them, not because I'm their guide, but because they have recognized that the older people has a lot more wisdom, far beyond what they can see. Okay, I think this is the key element in this joint. Next, Hammer. The ecology is what Hammer was trying to present. Malaking malaki. Can you show me that dandelion? Yung ecology chart na yan, tawag namin dyan sa office, dandelion. Isa lang dyan, sa magenta ring, isa lang dyan today ang pag-uusapan natin. Pero nangyari na, yung C+, yung Wolf, yung Atri Custom, sila Bo Sanchez, sila Doc Willie, at sila Tulfo. In short, nasa phase 2 kayo. Ang phase 1 namin is for the past 4 years is community development. Phase 2 kayo. Tapos, ang susunod na event dito, we will be talking to the agencies. Because we want them to understand that they don't have to go from this point to that point, to that point, to that point, making their life harder, especially when they get blinded with a group that sells according to their opinion. In short, this product is aimed to have media buyers, I call them MD, use their own decision and their own judgment, not according to what data has been given them by somebody who is doing marketing out of data. For example, once upon a time, I called them up and I asked them, kapatid, meron akong client gusto makuha yung data ng pet plans. Pwede ko bang pa-service sa inyo? Ay, hindi daw. In short, yung data is for them. And kung gusto ko daw, I give them the client and they will talk to the client. Okay? So, from that day, it is already conclusive. They have a different business model in my mind. This business model is directly to you. And you can have access to our technology. For example, what do I mean by our technology? Obviously, palagay ko kayo, meron na rin yung mga automatic systems sa mga billboards nyo. Parang kami, sa telephone na lang namin ino-on off yung mga billboards namin. Sa telephone na lang namin monitor kung ilan watts na ang kinain. Kapag may nagnakaw ng wire namin, nakikita na namin sa telepono namin. We can give that to you, not even as a business, but as an add-on service because hindi matutuloy ito kung hindi rin kayo digital. Okay? Yun yung sinasabi ni Hammer na 100% digital. mahirap. Yung transition ko from my throne to my daughter's throne to this young people's throne was a lot easier because of digitization. Okay? So, we all want sales and sustainability. And Rio asked me, Sir, tulungan na lang kita sa PowerPoint mo, ako gagawa. Sabi ko, bakit? Sir, blanco eh. Sabi ko, it is blank because I am not the speaker here. I am only a messenger for me to tell you what's up and what's not. And yung white wall na yan tells you eventually that will be the color of OHAB as intended. But we cannot say it, we cannot declare it because I am nobody in OHAB. I cannot decide in behalf of OHAB. Okay? Sales and sustainability tells you that we have a roadmap up until making your billboard sites interactive. And by the way, that's the reason why I invited Edward. Siya yung kasosyo ko sa automation. And nandito rin siya for one reason. He also have a billboard. Okay? So, it's just that yung billboard niya nakaangka sa amin. Sa GPS. Excuse us, AIX, ha? So, magkakilala man sila, hindi alam nila Jonah, hindi alam ni Judy kung ano nangyayari sa AIX. Kaya sabi ko, better come here para alam niyo na pag next time na inopen na namin, makasunod din kayo. Therefore, bakit siya magiging sustainable? Sustainable siya kasi we don't intend to stop just by selling site. We intend to make your billboard interactive. Okay? In fact, one of our product is Air Show. We've done it for a brand, specifically NutriAsia. Naka-take 3 na kami sa project nila. You will have a taste of it later. Hopefully, natapos ninyo. Hindi ko lang sure. But next, business architecture and business organization is what I'm priding ourselves of. We did not create it for us. We created for a group of people. In short, even to decisions. The latter question I will reserve later on after the product. And the business organization is like saying, similar to a government setup. Diba? Sa government setup, meron mga private entities na invited on a certain group of government agencies. There are directors who will decide kung anong direction natin. It might take it slower, but at least it will have a common ground. Case in point, ikaw ba, gusto mo ba na nakapublish ang price mo? Not all billboard operator wants that. But how will you create a fair market value? So today is a day that I am trying to convince you also that gone are the days that we try to hide a lot of secret and the young people's, excuse me for this term, doesn't give a damn. I don't care if I missed you. Basta meron ako rito ng fair market value. Na-assess ko na from highest to lowest. Ito ang pinakamaganda, ito pinakatama. And that decision will remain to be the best decision in their eyes and in their mind and unfortunately in the eyes of their bosses. Okay? And so, as they would say, if you cannot beat them, you better join them. Okay? Let's do it. Scalability at the right cost. Yes. Guys, hindi sobra ang pera ko, pero masakit. Masakit sa bulsa. Tinawagan na ako ni Danny Lim. Sabi na, Abong, sali naman ako dyan. Magkano ng investment mo? Sabi ko, Danny, secret lang, pero malaki na. Ilan? 30, higher. 50, higher. Sabi niya, Abong, ano ginagawa mo? Bakit sobra ata ang investment mo dyan? Sabi ko, it's all about belief. Belief that OOH will never go back to its glorious days if we don't become interactive. So, in short, wala akong balak na yumaman pabalik makuha yung pera ko in 1 year. No, that's not the point. The investment I did is more of a social cause and investment to young people like this group of people here. Because I believe in them and because I see the future. Next, is that it? Okay, good. And now, meron akong papakita sa inyo. And guys, can you show them the product? Sino ba ang tutulong sa akin mag-reveal? Ano ba to? Do I count 3, 2, 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, o 1? 1, 2, 3. Ayun ang magic word. Sorry guys, medyo ako yung bad boy sa grupo So, paminsan. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Wala rin. Yan na. Baka bumagsak na yan. Yan ang logo ng apps. Okay? Yan ang logo ng apps. The intention is to be able to create hanggang pangalan, hanggang objective, is lahat is about OOH. Is there anybody who would like to show this card, what it is for? I told them that I don't want it fancy. Simple, functional, and that is how we target it. So, ang mga communities na binuo namin, na we are providing free station for them to use, what they will see is this. End user audience apps, which is O. And for those people who would like to join, the members will get a dashboard. The name of the dashboard is called iBoard. For the transport group, we call it iBuzz. For the malls, we call it iStation. So it is an integrated concept that we have been starting for a decade so that things will come to a fruition. Nasaan na yung model? Naharangan mo. Naharangan mo. Jaiven. Kung makikita ninyo, we can put hologram images in a live scenario. If you have your billboard, I can make Ann Curtis dance in your billboard, over your billboard, whichever function that is. View of the roadmap to be that we can literally do it. In fact, yun yung nangyari sa amin ni Nutriasia. Hindi siya naniniwala na kayang magkaroon ng conference on a independent basis. Wala sila sa conference hall pero may conference sila. So we powered it for them and ganun lang, kung ano lang yung kaya nyo i-present, hindi nyo kailangan baguhin. Basta may mapapalabas kaming kahit anong gusto nyo ipalabas. Therefore, it can be vice versa. That billboard is now into the cell phone, and if you have the picture of Jollibee and you want to talk about their product in their phone, yes, that's the objective. Okay? So, yes, the objective is for us to achieve level 4 audience. Okay? So, actually, hindi tayo matatapos pag pinakita ko sa inyo yung buong roadmap. Ang hirap. Ang sobrang laking roadmap kasi if we don't do it that way, it won't work. But at the end of the day, yan ang pinaka-importante. Ang unang stage natin is to have a common place, and because of that common place, you will now have to be identified. Kung baga dati, meron lang tayong ilalagay na OHAP member ka sa ibaba ng billboard, ipapaskill natin. This time, kapag ikaw ay member ng OHAP at kasama ka sa digital arm ng OHAP, then you will have those facilities. And by the way, it also works for banners and streamers. Okay? So, I would like to introduce to you the lead architect nung app. And again, mga pagka-consci, mga programmer, mga shy people eh. So, without further ado, are we supposed to have a break first? Okay, sorry. So, sabi ko sa inyo, pasaway ako eh. Ako yung pinakamahirap nilang participant eh. Okay, I'm sorry. Then we'll have a break and you can think and talk about it. And after the product presentation is a part, you can actually pour in all of your concern. And hopefully, the answer is, we got that covered.